Oh my God, guys, I'm so excited. My first Rolex purchase from an authorized dealer. I've always bought my watches used, you know, like did a review of this Sea Dweller a while back. And some of you who watch my channel remember when I bought that Daytona, but then I realized I didn't really like the Daytona. After I got it, I didn't want it. So I got this today. I got this allocation, as they call it. And let me get everything out of the box. So, you know, really, we're going to talk about this. This is how the watch actually comes to the dealer in one of these little enclosures. A lot of people have probably never seen this. They're probably not supposed to give me this. But this is how your watch actually ships and comes to the dealer. They explained to me that they have to put it into this box. So you've probably seen enough Rolex unboxing, so we won't take all day in doing the unboxing. You've seen that before. But I guess they keep a bunch of these boxes back there generically, and then they put the watch in it for display for you. Now, no sense dilly-dallying. You already know what watch it is from the thumbnail, and here it is. See if I can zoom in a little better. So this is the 41 millimeter red coral. Now, interestingly, as I mentioned here, my dealer was super cool. She first hooked me up with this watch in the first place. She let me keep all the little stickers in this bag, which they usually don't do. A lot of authorized dealers, they take those. They don't want you to have your original stickers because they're afraid you're going to flip the watch. But she knows me. She knows I'm not going to. And of course, here is my tag, my extra link that we took out. Sorry, that wasn't on camera. The hang tag, the bezel cover, the extra link that we removed, and all that stuff. That's really cool. And of course, all of my books that are inside here. So, you know, you've got your booklets and things. Now, this watch is gorgeous. Now, you know that how much I love red. And the color kind of varies depending on your lighting. It seems like the warmer the lighting, it has a little bit of a tomato, kind of almost a Campbell's soup, kind of an orange maybe. Although when I see it in other light, it looks a lot more red. The darker it is, the redder it gets, and the brighter it is, the oranger it gets. It just depends on what kind of UV you're getting at the time. Try to get it on camera here. Now, there's a lot of beauty videos about this thing that you're going to find, you know, where they show it all super close and looking pretty and everything. I'm going to say this is the lightest Rolex I've ever held. It is super light. It is super thin. Even though the movement in here is the same one they put in the regular Submariner without the date. And it's the blue parachrome spring, which is anti-magnetic and has like a 2-day reserve. Now, you'll notice on the crown, there's only the one bar. So it's not the trip lock, it's the single lock. So it is, you know, water resistant, but I wouldn't go into the water with this. So you unscrew it till it pops out. And then, there it is. And then you can wind the watch. And about 20 to 40 winds or so, and it'll run for 2 days. I mean, this isn't what I would call a sport watch. This is an entry-level Rolex. I mean, this is one of their, dare I use the word cheap. The smallest one would be, I think, the 31. This is the 41. And when you compare it to, I mean, good gosh, I mean, we're trying to compare it to a Sea Dweller, which is the beast of all beasts. But, you know, you see them side by side. And we're going to extremes here. We're going to extremes, right? But just to give you sort of an example of the two. But I really wanted this watch. I am not going to flip this watch, but let me tell you something. If you are looking to get into Rolexes, if you have not yet gotten into Rolex, if you can find one of the Oyster Perpetuals in any color that you choose, buy it. Because as an entry-level watch, you can get this thing at, this one was $6,000 retail, I believe. And it's already being listed for double. I'm seeing this watch on eBay right now for $12,000. Now, whether or not somebody's actually buying it for that, I don't know. But I'm going to tell you something that a lot of people already know. If you watch Paul Thorpe, he's one of my favorite watch guys. you know, he talks about this very thing. And what I'm about to tell you. You have to have a relationship with an authorized dealer. You really do. Because otherwise you're not going to get one of these watches. I mean, if you walk in off the street and you just happen to see one and you have a credit card, you have the money to buy it, you buy it. You buy every single one of them they have. But that's just not going to happen. About the only way you can get a watch, a stainless watch, that's not one of the high-end precious metal watches. About the only way you're going to get that from an authorized dealer, new, in the box, never been touched before. I'm the first person to ever touch this watch, other than whoever put it in that box. The only way you're going to get that is if you have a relationship. So that's where this comes in. You see this bracelet? This is a David Yurman, you know, silver bracelet. It was $500-600. I didn't want this bracelet, but I had to buy this bracelet just to satisfy, because she was like, look, she was pushing every kind of watch and every kind of box and every kind of thing that was in the store. She goes, you got to buy something else. You can't just buy this watch. And I'm like, well, I just want this watch. She goes, no, you don't understand. I hooked you up with this watch, right? And generally, there's 46 people ahead of you, right? But I like you. And, you know, just the way it works, she didn't say this, okay? But this is what I know. The way it works, in order to even get a watch, you have to basically butter up your salesperson by buying other stuff. You need to buy other watches. They're going to push, you know, these other watches on you. They want you to buy a you know, whatever, some other watch, a Tudor or the an Invicta or whatever they are. You know, there's all these other watches I don't pay attention to. I said, I just want this watch. She's like, you got to buy something else. You really do. You got to hook me up here. So I threw her a bone. I bought this $600 bracelet, and I like it. I don't hate it. It's cool. It's cool. It's in that, but I mean, come on. You know what I mean? I mean, really, to get the privilege of even buying a new watch, you really got to buy a couple other watches, work your way up to a Rolex. And unfortunately, that's kind of the way the world works in all things. But for my wannabe Rolex collectors out there who want to get into the world of Rolex, you can't do any better than this. The Oyster Perpetual is a nice looking watch. The indices are nice. Now, you don't have to get the color one. You know, that these come in blue and red and green. But you can also get them in the standard regular colors. And you're just not going to lose any money, right? You're going to make money. This is a great way to get into watch collecting and to work your way up. If you had this watch and you wanted to trade it up for a Submariner, which has the same movement, by the way. This has the same movement as the non-date Submariner. Now, there's no etching into the sapphire. The sapphire's not as thick. And there's no precious metals. And it's a much slimmer, lighter watch. But this is a watch you could wear, and if you beat it up, it ain't as big a deal. I mean, this is a $6,000 watch, and that's a lot of money. I know I throw that number around, and there's people out there that don't have that kind of bread to throw around. But in the world of watches, that's nothing. It's nothing. Okay? I mean, I bought a, $12,000 Daytona for $18,000, sold it for $20,000, and that guy sold it for $30,000. Here's a watch that you could walk out of the store with for $6,000 and sell it on eBay the next day for like $8,000. No problem. Now, I'm not selling this watch. I know that I sold that Daytona. A lot of people were disappointed with me because I was so happy to get it. But then after I bought it and wore it around, I had buyer's remorse because I just couldn't read the dial on it. It was too busy. My eyes couldn't focus on it. This watch, I like that they put the double indices, on the 3, 6, and 9, which is not a new thing, but something that they've added from days past. I like the color because you know how I love the color red. And it's just easy to read. You can read that thing from across the room. It's a lightweight watch. It's good for just tossing around. And this is going to be one of my, everyday picks. This is a watch you wear that's casual and fun. And when you're like me and you like the color red, it's cool to just kind of mix that up. I'll wear this with a pair of red shoes, or I always wear my red braces, my suspenders, red belt. It's just one of those cool little watches you can do that with. And for me, that's perfect. And, I still have, this is my normal everyday watch, my Sea Dweller. And both fantastic watches. I love this thing. I really do. And I've been wearing the crap out of it. You can see it's all dirty and scratched up and stuff. But after wearing this watch for the last, 6 months, it's still in fantastic shape. You're going to get a few scratches on it. But you got to remember, this is oyster steel. This is a real oyster bracelet. right? This is not, just don't let the price fool you. This is a real watch, okay? I mean, you've got the, it doesn't have a full glide lock, but it does have the 5mm adjustment, just like the Daytona. It has the new style bracelet, solid end links, solid links. This is a very well-made watch, okay? Don't let the cheap price fool you. So if you cannot find a Submariner, you might be able to find an Oyster Perpetual, and this watch will satisfy your Rolex want. And by the way, this is the hottest watch this year. No Rolex guy's gonna look down on you for having an Oyster Perpetual and OP. They're not gonna look down at you and go, oh, you couldn't afford a better watch. They're gonna say, wow, how did you get that? So if you get the opportunity to get one of these, you buy it. If you walk into a Rolex store and you find a new 2020 of any size, preferably the 41mm, but if you find one of the new, you buy it. You buy every one of them they had. I told her, I said, if you have any others, I'll buy every single one of them you got in the store right now. And they're like, yeah, you wish. I'm the first person in Dallas, Texas, to touch this watch, see this watch, and get one. She goes, and I put my order in September 1st, which is my birthday. I went into the store and I said, I really want to buy a new watch, and this is the one I want. And she put it on order, and she got an allocation, and she goes, we're very lucky that we got this in only 2 months. You're a very lucky guy. And I'm happy to have it. I thank her very much. So I hooked her up and I bought the bracelet. I don't want to get her in trouble, but you know, she was like, look, you got to buy some more stuff. So I bought the bracelet. But this thing is great. And let's see here. I got a bunch of paperwork, and I don't want to show any particular, let's see. They gave me, let me cover this up. I got a certificate of valuation here from the Galleria Bockendorf's, where they show, there's some sensitive information on here, so I don't want to show that. But my price was $5,900 on the watch. So my total for the two pieces was $7,009. So anyway, I'm happy. I can't complain, because the way I look at it, okay, the way I look at it is, if I had to buy this on the gray market, I would have never got it that cheap. So really, this bracelet was free. It was free, because if I had to buy this watch on the gray market, this brand new watch, if I found this on eBay, I would have paid much more than I just paid for it today. So I'm very happy to have it. You'll be seeing this in my coming up videos, me wearing this watch. I'm in love with it. It's gorgeous. I'm so happy, and I'm so honored, and I'm so glad that I live in an amazing country like America, where a guy like me who started from nothing could walk into a Rolex store and buy a watch like this now. I'm very fortunate. So, thank you for watching, and I don't generally do watch reviews necessarily, or luxury reviews, but every once in a while, I buy something for myself, and I share it with my fans. And it's just, I'm just so happy. Even though this is the cheapest watch I have in my collection. Well, I have a Tudor Black Rider Fast Shield that's about a $5,000 watch. But, you know, if you ever get the experience of going into a real Rolex authorized dealer, sitting down at that nice big desk and getting one of these brought to you unboxed with the stickers on it, it is a fantastic feeling. And only those who have done it will understand. And so, thank you. Thank you for watching. And please, give me a like, share, and a subscribe if you like this kind of stuff. I'll have more coming up later. Catch you guys later. Bye-bye.